If
you could
ask
your
101 year
old
great
grandma
mother
only
one
question
what
would
it
be?
I've been working at a retirement home for about 2 years now. About 5 months ago, I sat down with one of the residents who had just turned 100. I told her I'd been wanting to do a documentary piece on my Great Grandma Marjorie. She's 101 years old, and I felt like I needed to know her story. But I was scared of not doing a good enough job since I was new to video. This lady then grabbed me by the arm and she said, "Josh, I hate to break it to you, but your great grandma might not be around when you decide to get good at video."
How did you get to be able to live this long, Grandma? What is the secret?
That I lived this long?
Yes.
I guess because I giggled all the time. Well, I owe it to the Lord to give me this long life and all the people that showed love to me. Well, anybody that I met, I loved.
What would be a thing that you are really proud of when you look back on your life? Maybe an accomplishment or something that
I was very proud of my husband when I got married, because I had somebody that cared about me at that time. When we heard that his ship was sunk, Princeton, then I was crying, of course, and her daddy,
Roger
your
did?
grandpa,
Okay.
yeah, he said, "Don't cry, Mother," he said, "Daddy's okay," because we prayed for him every night. And the captain told me that I had to be very cautious with him because he was on the verge of a nervous breakdown at that time. I think it happened early in the morning that they bombed it. There was 300 men that died at that time. I kept the writing of it. Where it is now, I don't know. It was with the rest of my papers.
Tell me a story about your daughter, Patty.
I'll tell you one of the sad things for me. Maybe I shouldn't even say this, but it was on a Sunday that, well, naturally it would be a Sunday that would be baptized. I had Patty all dressed in a little frilly dress. That was our special day for her baptism, I guess you call it. And my husband never showed up that night. Well, she said many times, "I don't want you and Dad to pass away before I go, because I don't want to be alone." But the night she passed away, why, I wasn't even by her bedside. I was by the door, but I wasn't by her bedside. And your dad didn't have a chance, because he didn't get there in time. But I thank the Lord that she really had a peaceful death. At noon, she even had sucked on a popsicle yet. So I feel she's where she wants to be.
Did you ever do something that you didn't want your folks to know about?
Yes. I imagine my children probably did. All my children probably didn't know all this, but your daddy would. I had to get married. That's one thing. Just, I always, so many times I thought, will the Lord really forgive me for that as a real bad sin? So that's the way it ended up. Does death, did we part? I always kept that in my mind. And that's the way it ended, too. I imagine my children probably did, all my children probably didn't know all this, but your daddy would. I had to get married.
That was a surprise to me.
My name is Marjorie Roghair, and I was the firstborn to Marge Roghair.
I didn't know that she had to get married either until you told me.
No one in our family knew this about my great-grandma. To think that if she wouldn't have had my grandpa, then none of us would be here right now. The worst part about it was having to inform my grandpa that he was an illegitimate child. To think that if I wouldn't have done this project, then my grandpa would have never known the truth about his mother.
Well, that is, I didn't realize that that she had to get married, and that she waited so long to let us know and let the family know that this had happened to her, and I just couldn't understand why it was never talked about. Or that she should have told us about it, but it doesn't change my feeling towards her, because she is a true Christian, and I know that she has been forgiven, and this isn't the end of the earth, that I didn't know it, but it was just a disappointment.
If you had to title your life as a movie, what would you title it as?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. And you can think about it over lunch and all that if you want.
Today or tomorrow or never.
Same thing I say to her every time I see her and kiss her, that you're one of the most beautiful ladies I know, and I love you to death.
I would tell her that I love her and I'm so appreciative that I've gotten to know her for so long.
I really respect you and love you, and very glad to have gotten to know you.
I'm so grateful to God that you were around so I could learn from you, and just thank you, and I love you.
Grandma, I am so incredibly proud of the way that you have chosen to live your life.
I'm Grandma. I'm just so thankful this is not the end.
You are one crazy woman, and if anybody turns out half as good as you, they'll be on their way to excellence.
I love her.
Mom, I just want to thank you for all the things that you did for me and for our family.
That I love you very much, and every part of your life.
The things that I knew about, and even the things that I didn't, just has been a huge example of how to live your life. And I love you so very much, and I'm so glad that I've gotten to see you live a long and rich life. I love you, Grandma.